Now, the Foreign Office says an investigation is underway into why British women forced into marriages overseas were asked to pay hundreds of pounds towards their rescue and return. MPs say they're concerned by reports that victims had to either pay for plane tickets, basic food and shelter themselves, or take out emergency loans. Caterina Vitozzi has the story.
It's usually presented so at the point of rescue.
When a woman's been sent away by her family for a forced marriage, what she doesn't need is a bill for her rescue. Pragna Patel helps women at their lowest. She showed us a loan agreement for one British woman who'd been lent money by the UK government to get back home. She'd been physically and mentally abused at a so-called correctional school in Somaliland. The letter says, I, the above named, acknowledge receipt of the emergency loan. I understand and agree that passport facilities will not be returned to me until my debt is paid in full. I understand that if the sum of £340 is not repaid after 6 months of the date of this letter, a 10% surcharge of the remaining balance will be added. The letter was sent by the combined Foreign and Home Office's Forced Marriage Unit.
When a victim of crime in this country seeks support and help from the police or social services in order to be protected from threats, from blackmail, from rape, from violence and exploitation, the state does not say, well, cough up first and sign this agreement for a loan, otherwise we're not going to protect you. So why should British national victims who've been taken abroad through no fault of their own be forced to pay for their protection?
The Foreign Office says we recognise that an emergency loan can help remove a distressed or vulnerable person from risk when they have no other options. But as they are from public funds, we have an obligation to recover the money in due course. For the victims, it's difficult to rebuild a life without a passport, and the debt can be crippling. But in government terms, these aren't huge sums. The Foreign Secretary said he would investigate, despite charities saying they've raised the issue for years.
We met with Foreign Office officials in February of 2017 asking for this cancellation of the fees, because we said it's going to be a barrier to asking for help. Also, you're re-victimising forced marriage victims, and also the government had criminalised forced marriage, so we couldn't understand why they were being charged fees.
The government has put forced marriage front and centre of its fight against modern slavery. Campaigners say it's time the rhetoric match reality. Caterina Vitozzi, Sky News.
Well, we'll talk about this more now. Joining me from Manchester is Rachel Horman, a solicitor and head of the